Okay. In the last session, we discussed about while loop.
While loop, yeah.
So today we discuss about for loop. There are two loops in the Python. One is while loop, the other one is for loop. So syntax for while loop is something like this. While we have a Boolean expression, then followed by colon, we use indentation, then we can write statement 1. Similarly, we write statement 2. So like this, we can write n number of statements, no semicolon. Okay. So like this we can write statements. As long as the given condition is getting satisfied, statement 1, statement 2, they get executed. In between, even we use it the break and continue. The other day we saw that example. Once again, I'll open and show you that. So while example, in this, we declared a variable x0, numbers printed 0, then y is also 0 we have taken. Then we wrote a condition as long as x less than 100. We are going through the loop in this. We increment x. If x is greater than 100, in such cases we break it. Otherwise, if x % 2 equal to 1, we continue. That means we don't want to print here even numbers, sorry, odd numbers. We want to print only even numbers. So at last it prints numbers printed plus equal to 1. Here there is no significance of break. Reason, when x is less than, when x becomes 100, what happens? We exit from the loop. So there is no significance as far as this piece of code is concerned. This code can never be reached. Reason, x cannot be equal to 100 or greater than 100. Therefore, this code block, we never come to that code block. That means we never come to break, since we have x less than 100. But suppose we change the expression x equal to 0. So as long as x equal to 0, if you do like this, what happens? Still what happens here? Instead of using x equal to 0, what I put here? While, just I put true. Okay, while true, if I put, the loop continues forever. So this is going to be true forever. Therefore, the loop continues, but we have to break the loop whenever x is greater than 100. When it is 101, we have to break it. That means we come out from the loop. But when we force, when we break it forcefully, we don't reach to this else block. So else block, we reach the else block whenever loop is getting terminated the normal way. But this is what, with the break statement, we are forcefully coming out from the loop. So therefore, else part will not be executed. So like this, we have written else loop. And even we have written something for nested also. So nested loop also we have. Nested while, that is for printing tables. Yes, this is what maths tab. Here what happens? It's going to print all the tables. 10 tables or whatever table you enter, the first table and the last table. So it's going to print that many tables here. This is what while loop inside another while loop. So this is inner while loop and this is what outer while loop. So like this we have written. I gave you some assignments some time back. Have you completed that, Swati? Finding out perfect square.
Finding out?
Whether the given number is a perfect square or not.
No.
Okay, just try to do that, please.
Okay.
So now what we discuss is, we discuss about the for loop. Okay, so for loop is used over collections. Suppose you have a list or a dictionary or a tuple or we have a set. So to iterate over the given set, we use for loop, or it can iterate over a string of characters. In Python, a string is nothing but an array of characters. You can assume like that. So it contains number of characters. If you want to iterate over characters, so in the string, you can use a for loop. Okay. So similarly, we use for loop to iterate over the collection. We have a list. It's nothing but collection of items. Similarly, we have a tuple. It's nothing but read-only list. We have a set. In the set, what is contained exactly? In a set, we have the elements which occur only once. Unique elements we have in the set. It's equal to mathematical set. And similarly, we have a dictionary which stores actually key value pairs. The key as well as value we have in the dictionary. So to iterate over them, we use the for loop. Okay, sometimes in order to execute certain number of times, we can use range. We know how to use range. We can give range, then we give the maximum number. So it's going to generate that many numbers. That is what exclusive. So whatever maximum number you gave, that is not part of the numbers generated. Similarly, we can give a starting number, we can give ending number. So the starting number it will generate up to ending number, it generates numbers. Similarly, we can give a step also in the range. In one of the earlier sessions, we discussed it about the range. So we can use for loop to iterate over collections, that is list or set or dictionary or tuple. Okay, with all those things also we can do. Similarly, sometimes fixed number of times we need to execute a for loop. So in such cases, we can use range. If you look at other languages, for loop is basically to iterate over, to execute certain number of times. But for loop in Java, it is overloaded. You can use for fixed number of things or you can use over collection. But when you work with like C sharp, we have for loop as well as for each. So for each in the C sharp, iterates over, say, collection. But for loop, for fixed number of times we use in the, say, C sharp. We have in the C sharp for and for each. Same thing when you work with the Java, we have a for loop. So this for loop you can use for iterating over collection or you can go with fixed number of times. So Java has overloaded for, but in the C sharp it is for and for each. In the Python, we use for only to iterate over the collection, and when you want to iterate certain number of times, you have to use range. Now first let us use range, then based on the range how it works, we see. Okay, so here what I do, I write for x in range followed by 10, then I would like to print it. I want to print. I write here print x. So what result we can expect in this? The result will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. It has to print for us. So let us see what result we get from that. So save this as, save as, for example, with range. We put like this. The name is much bigger. So if we put something like this, it is enough for us. So for range example, like this we assume. Now let me come to command prompt. Then from there I try to run it. So in the G drive, I have Python CSV, and in this I print Python followed by the name I give here, f ran example.py. So it's printing here. Sorry, 0 also comes. Whole numbers it takes. So 0 to 9, it's going to print 10 numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to print there. So when you go with the range, the very first number, it takes actually natural whole numbers. The very first number is 0 and the last number is here 9. So 10 means it picks 10 numbers. But what happens here? It starts from the 0. Suppose you change here this range and try to put something like 1 comma 10. So in such cases it's going to print from 1 to 9. So once again, if we run this, it should give us 1 to 9. And even if you want to go for some incrementing kind of thing or step value, say here something like 3. So when you go with the 3, it prints 1, it prints 4, it prints 7. Then after that, it actually ends because we use a step value in that. So it's printing here 147. So like this, what it is doing, you can use for loop over a range of numbers also. When you want to execute certain fixed number of times, you can use range. As per range, it can be working. Okay, so like this for loop you can use. Also, you can use for loop over collections. Now let me comment this here. And whenever you work with the same code, you can uncomment them and you can try. As per the video, you can do it. Now I generate here some list. So list equal to, I put here like India. Then similarly, I put Pakistan. Okay, also I put here, then say UK, then we put USA, and other thing is here China. Like this we put. Okay. Then one more actually what we put here is France and Italy. Okay, Italy we put. So now when you go with the iteration, so one by one it's going to print for us. Now take here this one, go with the for loop for country in LST. Then what we do, we print LST. This can print, this is going to print all the countries, India, Pakistan, UK, USA, China, France and Italy. So line by line, this is going to print for us. Save this and try to now execute this. It is printing here. So India, Pakistan, UK, USA, China, it's printing that many number of times. Reason, I am trying to print LST. It should not be LST here. It has to be country. I have to use country. So if I use country, it is going to print only country. So spelling is wrong here. TRY I should put. Now there will not be any error. So now this time it's going to print here the country. I go with this, then it's retrieving here India, Pakistan, UK, USA, China, France and Italy. Okay, so this way what we do, we are going to print it. Now next thing, here I want to use continue with the for loop. So with the I want to use the for loop with continue here. So as long as the specified country is not available in that, we don't print anything, we continue. So here I go with the, I don't use now for loop here, I just comment it. Then I create here some input data. So right here, CNT, this is input, enter a country to search. To search, we write like this. So enter a country to search. Once we enter the country, with that country we iterate. So how we do? For we take here for country, okay, in LST. Then in this I use an if condition. If what I write, CNT equal to, if it is country, if CNT not equal to country, I need not continue there. Then sorry, I need not go further. So therefore what I do, I continue here. That means it goes to the beginning. Okay. So else what it does, it prints print, then country. Okay, then after that we break. That means we come out from the loop. So this way it is written here. Okay, and one more thing what we do here, see, uh, position found equal to, I put -1. If the given country in the list is not available, it's going to be always -1. But if it is found here, what happens? It's going to be incrementing that. Position found, this equal to, we write it as 1. So how many iterations it is, that also we need to calculate. Iterations equal to, what we write, 0. So initially 0 iterations. But as soon as we come into this, we need to increment. Iterations plus plus. So we put like this. Iterations plus plus we have taken, sorry, plus plus is not available. Plus equal to 1 we need to put. It is going to repeat how many iterations it is. So at the end, what we can do, if condition, once again we write, if positions found, sorry, if iterations, okay, if iterations greater than, what we write here, lst dot count, we can go with that, lst dot length or count, we have count here. So as if it is greater than lst dot count, then we print item, or else we write what exactly we have taken input. CNT we have taken. CNT is not found in, then we specify here LST. Okay, we put like this, and this is the colon here we need to put, then like this it is. So what it says here, given country is not found in list, else what we write is print, okay, here write CNT, right here, found at position. So we put their position. So position has to be here. We write it as position found. So we write here this as iterations. Okay. So at that position, we are going to be finding out in the given list. So with this, what happens exactly? We are trying to search the given country in the list of the countries. We start with the for loop here. So what we have written here, position found equal to -1 and iterations equal to 0. We assumed these two variables. So position found -1, because so far we haven't searched, so it should be -1. Similarly, iterations equal to 0 we have written. Then we write here CNT, input enter a country to search. We have written like this. So we enter a country, then we are running through the for loop. Then what we write here for country in LST. So in iterations, how much we have taken? Iteration is nothing but repetition. Iteration, repetition. So we continuously go over the collection. We have total how many elements here? India, Pakistan, UK, USA, China, France, and Italy. So over that, we are going to be continuously iterating it. Iterations means repetitions. The variable iterations is nothing but repetitions have taken. So how many times it is repeating for that purpose? Iterations plus equal to 1 we have written. Then if CNT not equal to country, CNT is nothing but a country, what we enter. If that is not equal to country which we are retrieving from the list, In such case, what happens? It is going to continue. That means without executing all this piece of code, it's going to again go to the for loop beginning. So it's going to pick next country. But whenever it is matching, okay. So here, whenever the country CNT, whatever we entered, is matching with the country which is picking from the list, in such cases it comes to else part. Then what it does here? Print country, position found equal to 1. Then after that, immediately what happens? We break the for loop. We come out from the for loop. Then here we write if iterations greater than lst.count. Okay. So sometimes what happens? Whatever country you enter, that may not be in the given list. So in such cases, what will happen? It simply gets incremented. Suppose in this you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have entered here Spain. So when I go with the Spain, it will be becoming 8. So in such cases, what happens here? Initially 1 we have, 2 we have, 3 we have, like that. So it will become actually 8. So in such cases, what it says is not found in list. If iteration is greater than the lst.count. Okay, so in such cases, what will happen? We are not finding it out in the given list. So therefore, here what it says, the country is not found in the list. In the given list, it's not found, it says. So like this, here we use the iterations. So number of iterations, initially iteration is 1. Okay, similarly 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here how much it is maximum? 7. So therefore we need to write greater than or equal to lst.count. Okay, so if it is going to the 8 in such cases, what will happen here? It says actually what? It's not found. There may be some problem in the logic. We check it, how that works. Now go with this. Then here I enter a country, India. Okay. So if you go with count, it's giving problem. Then we go with the length followed by LNT. I give LST. So that can give actually the list of the length of the list. Then again we try to run this. Here I enter India. Says India found at position 1. It says. So similarly, India is at position 1, because if you look at the given items, first position, second position, third position, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Now I give here position 7, Italy I give. Okay, so when I say Italy, what happens here? Italy, enter a country to search Italy. Italy, it says, Italy is not found. It says, but Italy is in that. Because we have taken the condition greater than or equal to. We have written here greater than or equal to, so therefore it's giving here wrong result for us. It is found in fact. We are finding it, the country is actually found, so therefore we should use this particular loop. So if you use that loop, that would be correct. Okay, so we put this equal to, if this equal to -1, therefore it means what? It is not found. So else it is found, like this we can say. Now go to this one again, then try to do this. What is the Italy? So when I say Italy found at position 1, it says. Now what I say here, I can write this as UAE. So it says UAE is not found in India, Pakistan, UK, USA, China, France, and Italy. So we cannot find United Arab Emirates in the given list. So now in this case here, we are unable to find in the list. Therefore, it's printing this particular thing. CNT is not found in LST. So once again, let me explain you. I have taken position found equal to -1, iterations equal to 0. Okay, then here CNT input enter a country to search. And before that, I created a list: India, Pakistan, UK, USA, China, France, and Italy. I have entered those. Okay, so here I use a for loop to iterate over the list of countries. For country in LST, one by one country we are retrieving here. Then immediately what we do, iterations plus equal to 1, because the positions are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for our understanding. But computer's understanding, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Positions are going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. The Python internally treats. But for us, in the given list, yes, I explained that. -1 means what? So far, the element is not found in the list. Initially, we need to assume because we are iterating over it. So initial value, I have set it as -1. Okay, but whenever I found this, as soon as a country is found in the list, what I'm making it 1. That means what? The country is found. But there is no guarantee the given country is going to be exactly found or not. There is no guarantee in that. So if it is not found, as long as it's not found, so position found equal to -1 only. But whenever we find country here, whatever CNT we enter, that equal to country. So in such case, what happens? Position found will become 1. Okay, so immediately what we do break it. So if position found equal to -1, that means if it is not coming into this spot at all, naturally we come out from the loop after certain time. So in such case, if position found equal to -1, what we say, CNT is not found in list. Else, if position found equal to 1, so in the given position where exactly it is, it can print for you. So this way we use here position found -1, that is for finding out whether the country we entered is available in the list or not. And second thing is what here? Iterations. So after how many iterations we found it. So for that purpose we use the iterations. So like this the loop is working. Now we understood this, Swati?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an example for iterating over the list. So this is India, Pakistan, UK, US.
One question.
Yes.
If in the output, if you enter other country instead of these countries, what is the output for that?
Yes,
Can you check?
I'll show that.
Yeah.
I have entered here just now, enter a country to search UAE. Okay, what I entered, UAE I entered. UAE is not part of India in this list. India, Pakistan, UK, USA, China, France, and Italy. So what it's printing there, UAE is not found in this list. Once again,
Oh.
see this. So this time what I enter, Kuwait I enter. So with this, what happens here? Kuwait is not found in the list. India, Pakistan, UK, USA, China, France, and Italy. So this way here we use the break, continue, and the for loop.
Okay, got it.
So this way it is actually retrieving data from the given list and it's going to print in this manner. Now on this, I send you some assignment that you have to do on the while loop and on the other thing is for loop. So
Okay.
for while loop, what I give you is, okay, so for while loop, what I give, print or else reverse given string in Python using for loop, not actually while loop. So using Python for loop. Also reverse given string in Python using while loop. With both you need to do it. So how you can use for loop and how you can use while loop. Even you can use for loop for iterating over the string of characters. But there what you have to do, you need to reverse it. You have to reverse that. Okay. So using for loop and using while loop, you have to do it. Okay. So how you put logic, that is important in the for loop. How you are going to use your logic in that, that is going to be very important. So one by one character, we are going to be retrieving from the given for loop in that. So one by one character we retrieve, and with that we have to show it. Okay, how you apply logic, it depends on you there. Similarly,
Okay.
similarly, what happens here? We go with the what we do here. We are going to reverse given string in Python using while loop. So with while loop, it's going to be easy, but with for loop, it's going to be a little tough. I try to explain you with the for loop how it works, but you can try with while loop. Now
Okay.
here another one. Okay. Sent I write, it's nothing but sentence. Input, please enter a word or sentence. A word or sentence. Okay, then next thing is I write here rev sent. It's nothing but reversed sentence. We assume like that. The next step in this is I use a for loop. For, sorry, these brackets are not required in this. For say ch in, it is sent. So with this, what happens? We can iterate over the characters of the given sentence or word. Now here next what I do, I write rev sent equal to, here we write ch plus rev sent. Like this I write it. Then after that I come to this print, write sent when reversed. You're going to get this as rev sent. When you reverse it, you can get the reversed sentence in this. Okay, so I save this as, save as, it is rev str. This is what reverse string, the program name is. Now I execute this. Rev str dot py file. What it says here, enter a sentence or word. I say rose. So it says ESOR. Whenever we entered rows, it is reversing everything. Similarly, I enter one more, I enter sentence. Which is nothing but a palindrome. But when we enter this one, it is reversing. Rama sees Amar. When reversed, Rama sees Amar. Okay, so spelling is wrong. M has come extra. Okay, so sees it must be. I have typed something wrong in there. Due to that, it's like this. Whatever, whenever I entered something, I entered wrong. So due to that, we got in that way. Here I type Rama sees Amar. We put something like this. So when you reverse, it's going to be same. Rama sees Amar only, because it is nothing but a palindrome. When you write Rama sees Amar, so when you reverse again, it's going to be Rama sees Amar. So the sentence is getting totally reversed. By checking it cases, you can understand. In the Rama sees Amar, so uppercase R we have, then lowercase in the middle one. But when you reverse it, it's printing like this. So
Yes.
look at the code and try to understand. What we do here, we input here, then rev sent is nothing but a sentence. It is an empty sentence. We don't have anything in that now. It's a string variable. It's empty string. Here, next thing what we
With
do,
the single quote, you mentioned
yes,
rev sent.
you can
Okay.
use single quote or you can use double quotes. Both are
Okay.
here allowed. Okay.
Okay.
So rev sent is empty string. Then we wrote here for ch in sent. So what is happening exactly? One by one character it is retrieving. Okay. So instead of appending what it is doing to the existing sentence it is prepending here. What it does exactly? So every time you retrieve a new character, we are prepending, we are not appending it. So if you append, it's going to be same sentence. But when you prepend, what happens? Whatever new character you get, you are going to add in the beginning. So therefore, it's going to be reversing. Here I put one more variable, see normal sent and est I put. So this is also here empty. I put like that. Here other thing what I do, I just try to write NOR, then write here SENT, this is equal to here. I write like NOR SENT, it's normal sentence, not reversed one. Plus if I put CH, what will happen? We are always going to append in this. So when you append, it's going to be same sentence. But when you prepend it, it's going to be new, reversed one you get. Now let us print even this. Print, okay, sent, then here write and, okay, print and this is next thing is what here? It is NOR sent, like this I have written. So both of they are going to be same, whereas the 7 one is going to be reversing the given sentence. Now let us enter. So this is something like I enter a word called swan. So with the first one, it reverses. With the second one, it's going to be same swan. See, swan then when reversed, it is NAWS. But swan and swan, the second one is. Because it's not reversing here, as soon as it is retrieving a character, it is appending. So it is going to be next character. Here also it's next character. So initial character here in this, in the CH in sent, we retrieve initially S. S is getting reversed. So in the reverse sent, what we write? CH plus reverse sent. So S plus rev sent, whatever characters you have, that's getting added. But here what happens? Nor sent equal to nor sent plus CH. Nor sent is empty and S. So initially both of them contain same S. But in the next iteration, what happens? CH is what? A we have. Swan. So in the swan, A is the next character. When you go with the rev sent equal to char plus rev sent. Char is what here? A. And rev sent is what here? Yes. So what happens here? AS we get here. Swan, in the swan, sorry, W. So W and S we get here. We are going to get in this case W and S. And here what we get? It is going to be again SW, A only. Okay. Swan we are doing it. So here what happens? Whenever you go with the reverse one, initially S, but when you take the next character, it is actually nothing but AS we get. But here what happens? It's SA only. Then after that, in the third iteration, the character is what? N, swan we have. Sorry, what I entered swan. If it is swan, getting a little confused here. So what I entered is, assume like this, swan. Okay, so when we go with the swan, here with this, rev sent is empty and nor sent is also empty both. But when you go with the, for CH in sent, rev sent equal to CH plus rev sent. So initially rev sent, what happens to this? Sorry, rev sent equal to initially it's empty string. Okay, but nor sent also is nothing but here empty string. We have like this. So upon very first iteration, what character is going to retrieve from that? I have entered swan. So it's going to retrieve S. So here what happens? Rev sent equal to now, it will become, we write here, empty character plus S. It's nothing but S only we have. And in the nor sent also what happens? It's going to be, yes, it's going to be what exactly? Nor sent is empty and this will be here, single quotes I put, then I put here, yes. So like this it comes. But in this case here, S plus empty string it comes. Because what we do here, first we take character, then existing sentence we take in the rev sent. In the next iteration, it is W. So when it is W, what happens here? Already S is available. In the next iteration, it takes S equal to first one. What happens exactly? It is S plus empty string equal to S. And here also it is S. But in the next case, what happens? We have a W. So in the W, what we need to write? First W we need to put in that. We put W in the next case. already what value we have in the rev sent? S we have. But in the next case, what happens? It is going to be here. We get it as WS, like that we get. Okay, but in the next, in this nor sent, what happens here? In the nor sent, already you have a S. But what we do here? To the existing S, we are going to append W. So it is going to be here S plus W. Therefore, we have this as SW. So like this, with the second one, there is no change. It's going to be original string. But here, this is getting reversed. So you can reverse using actually for loop. I mean, using here iterations. We iterate over the given sentence. In the sentence, we have 4 characters. When you enter it as van, so one by one character is getting retrieved. And here in the rev sent, the character is first written. Then after that, already existing string, we are going to append to that. But in the nor sent, what is happening? Already existing sentence first we take. Then to that we are going to be appending. So when you put character as beginning one, then after that, if you put the already string whatever you have, that is going to be reversing, but here it will not reverse. So therefore, using the for loop, we can reverse like this. Swati, any questions on that?
No, got it.
Okay. So this is for loop. We are iterating over the given sentence. Now next thing is, these are about loops actually. We have seen in that how for loop is used and how break is also, how we use the break and how we use the continue in the given loops. Also how to use range with the for loop, we have seen in the other program. Now next thing is defining functions. So far we are using existing functions. But this time what we do, we go for defining new functions. We can define our own function, that function we can use. Now come to this point here, then try to define. We write def, then followed by print name. Something like this we write. Then here we need to pass some S. So what it does exactly? It's going to be printing. Print, then it says yes. So whatever you pass, it is going to be printing for us. This is called as here what? Function definition. So normally we define functions in the beginning, then after that we go with the code. Okay, so you go to the beginning of this, then here define the function. Okay, next similarly, here write another function, def, okay, print. Okay, so here what we do, here write print, then here I define a function for reversing string, reverse string. This another function I write, I pass actually here the string, then this has to return the given one. Okay, it has to return the given one. Then in this, so here what I do, I'm going to take the same thing here. For ch, I take a variable in this and put here. This becomes a local variable. Then after that, I go with for loop here. So in the for loop up to this, I take and put here. Then here what we do, we are going to be returning that. At the end, we have to return. So write return followed by, it is rev sent. So this can reverse the given string using the function. Instead of writing a for loop here, what I do, I can define a function. So that function I can call. I don't use now here for loop. Then what I do, I can comment this one here. Then I can be calling that particular function for reversing it. Okay. So for reversing that, I'm going to use this function now. Here what I do, I enter a input. Then I want to reverse that. So go with the print. Then here write reverse string. We have a function called reverse string. Then here pass the parameter. What is the parameter exactly we need to pass? Sent we need to pass. So that can be reversing the given string. So I have defined a function here. That function is reverse string that I can call. So using def keyword, I can define a function and at the end it can return. Sometimes it can return, sometimes it need not return. So in the first case, it does not return anything. Just it's printing whatever you pass there. Okay. Then here write print, not print actually. You can write in this manner. Yes, right. Print string without reversing. Without reversing. Okay, print without reversing it is. Then here we go with the function there. Print name, then followed by we give the sent. So when you don't reverse it, so it is going to be this one. But whenever you go with this, it's going to be reversing the given string. So we have defined a function. So in this function, we declared a variable revSent. Then here what we write for ch in sent. Okay. So where is sent? Sent is not available. Therefore, we need to put this as here s, because the parameter we have is s. So over the s, this is going to be iterating. Then what it does here, revSent equal to ch plus revSent, then return revSent. So this is going to be reversing the given string. String will be reversed here. When I go with this here, print reverse string, when I pass the parameter sentence, it will be printing that. So whatever variables we declare here, they are going to be local to the function, and this is called as parameter. You can define a function with parameters or without parameters. And at the end, even if you want to return, you can return, otherwise we need not return. In the first case, what we do, we just pass a parameter s, but we are just printing there. We are not returning anything. But here we return it. So using return keyword, whatever value you want to return, you can return, like C language function. But here the structure of the function in the Python is, we use def followed by function name. Then whatever parameters you want to pass, you can pass them using list of parameters. If you have more than one parameter, you can use comma. Okay, then they become actually global, local in the given function. In the function, they become local variables. So once the variables are available, whatever operations you want to perform, you can perform. In the second case also, what we do, we are sending a string to reverse string function. Then here one by one character from the given string we are retrieving, then we reverse it. We are going to reverse it totally. Then the reverse one is sent back, and that we are printing here. So like this, you can define the functions. Now let me run this and show you. The program name is here revstrpy. Here I enter a word SENT. So what it says here, TNES we got. That means it has reversed. But string without reversing, we get it as sent, because we used actually the function just to print the given string without doing anything. But with the first one, we are reversing it. So initially we call the reverse string. Then after that, we just call the print name. So it is just taking parameter as it is and printing. So using this reverse string function, we could reverse. In this way, you can write here your own functions. You can write your own function. That function can be called. So you can define your own function, and that function you can call in your code. So reverse string is what? See, they improve modularity. Okay, suppose same block of code you need to write in more than one program. In such case, what we do, instead of writing the same code again and again, you can write in a function that you can use in a number of places. Something like you take print. Okay, print statement, print function you have, wherever you want to use, you can use print. Similarly, other functions like input, we are using somewhere input. So input is also function. So that wherever you want to use, you can use. In the same way, in your project, whatever functions you define, so you can first define them, and in n number of places, you can use it. Okay, but for that purpose, it should be in a separate file. But right now, what we are doing, we are using in the same file, and that we are using here. In order to use in different programs, you have to save it as a different file. Then from that file, we need to import it. Okay, so here what we do exactly, we just defined a function. That function we are calling here. In the C, how we define functions, in the same way, we define functions in the Python also. Because reusability, again and again, you can reuse the same code. Here, we have defined reverse string function. So that function, we can call n number of times. Otherwise, every time you need to write this piece of code. Once you write that code, you can use it in a number of places. So this improves actually modularity, and you can easily conquer if you have any problems in the program. So I mean, maintaining can become easy when you go with actually functions. So you can define functions and you can use them. We define two functions in the same program. Suppose same functions, if you want to put in another file, that is also possible. So let me write here another one. Right here, this as new file, use Python in this. Okay. We use this. Then in this, right here, function, this one, here I use two functions. Okay. Then this will be, I can write this as functions.py. Save as, it will be functions.py. So it's going to be functions.py, and in the reverse str.py, instead of defining anything here, now I remove from here. On the top, I can write import. What is the name of the file? The file name is here functions dot, I write like functions.py. Sorry, functions. Okay, import functions I write here. Then in this, I use functions. Then try to use this as dot reverse string. Like this I can use. Here also what I do, functions dot print name. Okay, so like this what I do, I first of all import the functions, then functions dot here I can use the function name which we have defined here. There are two functions, one is print name, other one is reverse string. So I'm calling them using dot operator here. Functions dot reverse string, so that's going to be calling this reverse string function which is defined in the other file. Here similarly I can use print name, so that is also defined within the say functions.py that I'm importing. On the top I can import it. So once it's imported, I can call them in this program. Now let me run this. What result it's going to give us? Here I enter again a cent. What it's doing, it is actually converting the given cent into TNES. So this way you can define functions in some other file. So that file you can import totally in your current application. So once it's imported, using the file name followed by method name, you can use them. So functions dot reverse string, similarly functions dot print name, and these functions you can think as a module. So this you can think as a module. Module name is what here, functions dot py. But whenever you call them, py is not required, just the file name is enough for you. So functions is the file name. So when you write here functions dot reverse string, it's going to call reverse string function. Similarly, print name when you take, so it's going to be printing it's going to call that particular print name function. So two functions are getting called in this. Like this, you can define your own module and you can use that module in your code. In this code, we are using the predefined the user-defined module. Otherwise, you can use predefined one also, like here import. Then what we write here, import JSON. So JSON is nothing but JavaScript object notation, and JSON strings they can be handled. So this is what predefined. This is the predefined one, already part of the Python package. But when you go with import functions, it is user defined. We have defined that functions in the functions.py. Then we are importing into our application. So here we have those functions and we import into our application and we are going to use them. And how many number of times you want to use, you can use like that. But in whatever file you want to use this functions.py functions, you need to import that functions module into whatever program you write. In that you need to import. So here our program is what, reverse str.py. So into this, first of all, we are importing, then we are trying to use those functions. So like this, you can define functions and you can use. I try to use here one more function in this. That function is for, I come into functions.py. Then in this, what I do, I want to convert the given number into words. I just want to convert the given number into words. Okay, so for that purpose, so there is one program already written called as num2 words. So this is a function we have written like this. Same function I use and I put here. This is what num towards num it is. Okay, so here it is str digits equal to, I should use here, okay, I should use str words equal to, like I have to go with the, okay, I'll go with the, say 0, then this is 1, then I go with the 2, then I go with the 3 in this, then I go with the 4, then this will be here 5, then it is 6, then right here 7, then it is 8, then write this as 9. So total 10 digits we have. Whenever we convert into words, so it is, suppose you enter 100, it should be 100. Similarly, when you enter 1300, 1300. So that way it should be printed. And we use here a concept called recursion. So recursion means when same function is calling itself, this concept is called as here recursion. So using recursion, we can achieve this particular thing here. Okay, so with this, what we do exactly? We are going to be converting the given number into words. So first of all, let us see how this is doing. Then after that, we'll discuss about it. Now I come to this functions.py. Sorry, here in this, then what I say, print input num equal to input, right here enter a number. So I write like this, enter a number. Okay, this num is what exactly? It is a string here. But you go with the ILT, then brackets like this, then here a number you need to input. Next thing is what? We need to call that particular, we need to convert into words, then we need to show here num in words. This is equal to, we have to use the functions module name, then write functions dot, then what is the name here we have? We write this as num to words. Okay, we take this as num to words. Then in this we put it. Followed by here we give num. Whatever number we give, that we do. In the print write print. This is what num in words is. Give a space. In words is. So we go with this, then write here num in words. So like this, we are going to write it. Okay, I enter here FENT. Then here I enter number like 1, 2, 3. So it says here 1, 2, 3. Whenever we convert 123 into words, it says here 1, 2, and 3. So reason in that we have a digit 1, we have a digit 2, we have digit 3. So whenever we convert, it says it as 1, 2, 3. Similarly, if I enter here, say I enter here like 1789. It should say 1789. So like this, it's printing here. 1789 is getting printed. So like this, the program is working for us.